So I got this app when I was 13, and the stuff I used to do and care about on this app was really funny to me. Tell me if you can relate. We used to care about this thing called a ratio, where, for example, if I was following 100 people, I should have at least 100 followers. Like, the ratio should be 1 to 1. And anything higher than that, where you had 300 followers and you were following 100 people, that was seen as cool. And if your ratio was less than that, it was not as cool. Or the classic posting a photo and feeling that rush of seeing, oh my God, how many people are gonna like it? And then when you actually end up not getting as many likes, you delete the post because it doesn't look as good compared to the rest of your posts, and then you just kind of feel bad about yourself and think people don't like you anymore. I mean, this stuff might still be common, but back when I was 13, it really did hurt me a lot when my photos wouldn't get a lot of likes, and everyone knows that. I mean, that's just such a basic thing about social media. It's like, yeah, bro, like, everyone knows that. But when you're 13 and you're really like first developing and getting to know stuff, that shit'll hurt, dude. So also, Instagram knew that it was bad for us, and they did remove the like counter if you wanted to. And this was back in 2019, and it was pretty bad when I got it back then. It is worse now. Much, much worse. The amount of conversations I've had with people my age and younger that talking about how insane their Instagram reel feeds are is insane. I've never been one that got pleasure out of watching people die, but we have videos every single day of people dying in car crashes or fatal accidents. And the thing is, it's like a train wreck. It's like you can't look away, so you're gonna keep watching. But how can watching people die on a daily basis be good for any of us? How? I mean, I'm worse than this. I saw a video of a guy that was like went fishing, he caught a fish and he threw it back in the ocean, but he missed, and then the fish exploded into like a million pieces, and that was shocking for me. So just the fact that like people are at a level of shock where that doesn't even affect them anymore. What does that say about us as a society? Us as a society. We live in a society, bro. I get stuff on my Instagram feed that is genuinely anti-Semitic. And it's like, I know you're thinking to just press not interested. Do you think I haven't tried that? I mean, I think we've all tried to just press not interested. It doesn't work because they look at the demographic and your age group and your location, and they see what that group of people, it's not necessarily liking, but what is making them watch the longest. And like a train wreck, you're gonna watch that train wreck completely to the end. You know, you gotta see what happens, right? So that's what you're being fed. Pressing not interested, I don't even think it makes a difference. I took a screen recording the other day because I was going to show my friend of how actually horrible my feed has gone. And I got literally 7 videos in a row of just nonsense, which I'm going to be playing on the screen right now. And I could look back to a time when AI, art and video, was seen as soulless, disgusting, a waste of time, just like, stop it, bro. And if you did post something like that, you would get a little bit of shit. That time has changed. That is no longer the case because I got 7 AI videos in a row and no one's commenting like, oh, what is this anymore, bro? Because it is kind of cool, but like when you're watching a train wreck, you don't have to look away, and it's hard to look away, but you probably should. We were mass fed this AI stuff, and just people were just like, well, if I'm seeing it forever, then I just can't hate it forever, right? I mean, what did Mike Tyson post a photo of him as like Studio Ghibli AI version? And that doesn't sit right with me, but now people don't care. And if they can get us to not care about something that we all, for the most part, used to actually care about, what's next? So that makes this way more serious than you might think. And the straw that broke the camel's back for me, I know it wasn't the racism, it wasn't all the people dying and stuff. The straw that broke the camel's back for me was watching a video of some guy taking a shower in the piss of a cow. I could have gone my whole life without ever needing to see that, and I kind of wish I did. I mean, we haven't even talked about the body dysmorphia yet. I mean, we're shown the best physiques on the planet, and now guys and girls of all ages, even some of them, not even teenagers, are feeling the effects of body dysmorphia. That is a serious problem, and Instagram is clearly partially responsible for it. I mean, can we take a step back for a second? When's the last time you thought about how the stuff you're viewing online is affecting your day-to-day life? Because once we've been fed this stuff for so long, it's hard to remember what we used to watch and how an app used to be. Instagram, back when I can't even remember how it was before Reels, but it used to be more or less about you and your friends. I mean, you would view people's stories, which was already pretty bad for your mental health, but you were also DMing them, and it was just more or less about your friends. Now we get videos of people taking a piss in the shower of a cow. It's like, do we need to be seeing this? For what, bro? We get only so many seasons in life, only so many, you know, first chills and fall breezes and first blooms and summer sunsets, and you're wasting it. I mean, if you spend 2 hours a day watching Reels, that adds up to a whole entire month at the end of the year. That's like if you took an irrelevant month like September and just took it out of your year. I mean, you might not care about September, but then if you multiply that by 12 years, now you lost the whole year of some irrelevant year like 20, I don't know. You just lost a whole year. And then that just will continue and continue. And you end up realizing that you spent an entire year or more of your life, and that's just if you're watching 2 hours a day. Let's be honest, most of us are watching more. Then you realize that you wasted years of your life watching people die and take a piss in the, you take a shower, you get it. And that is every one of us. Every single one of us in our generation has an issue with the screen time, bro. And if it's not every single one of us, it's literally 99%. But I would say it's closer to 99.9%. And while this happens, Mark Zuckerberg sits in his mansion and he's probably watching reels because I mean, I don't know. They say that people that produce cigarettes don't smoke cigarettes, but if he can make an entire generation and on of our parents and stuff addicted to Instagram, what's to say that he isn't so safe himself? But I mean, at least he's filthy rich. I mean, at least he could retire whenever he wants to. Not all of us can do that. And instead, we're stuck in this little rat race that we go to work or school for so long in the day, we come home and we're too tired to do anything else, so we just scroll on reels until the next day. You might think I'm overreacting or I'm being dramatic, and I probably am, but a lot of guys and girls right now are nodding their head and saying, yeah, something needs to change. We're getting a little tired of what we're served, because that's what it is. An algorithm is going to serve you what you think will keep you on the app longer, no matter what it is, on a daily basis of stuff that is ruining our mental health. My friends and I used to make this joke where we'd be in the Everglades or watching a sunset, and instead of watching, the beautiful sunset and being present in the scenery, we'd be on our phones like scrolling Instagram being like, yeah bro, the sunset's so nice. Or we take a step further and we literally look up photos of the sunset and scroll through them while the real sunset's right in front of us. And it was honestly, it was a really funny joke, but that is actually the sad truth of what is going on in most people's lives. I've seen people use their phone while a beautiful sunset is right in front of their eyes, but that's just when you're in front of something beautiful. What about your day-to-day life and the beautiful moments that you're letting pass by because you were too busy scrolling and watching a video that you're never ever going to remember? I made a point about this in one of my newer videos about my bus driver, who he tries to make small talk with us while he drives us to and from school. And I really appreciate it, but a lot of the kids are just on their phones while he's trying to talk to us. And I'm not trying to like shit on them or anything, but there are 2 or 3 of us that are talking back to him because we realize that real life is so much more important, and the pleasure we get out of talking to our bus driver who's just doing honest work and doing us a favor by getting us to school, that is way more valuable than whatever a phone could ever bring you. Now, you might be thinking this if you've been on my channel for a long time, that aren't 2 of my most popular videos about deleting social media? Didn't I already do this? And the reason I got Instagram again was because I wanted to use it for connections and business, because I work in like the local scene here in Orlando in the music industry. I wanted to talk to my viewers and have a conversation with them that wasn't on email, which made me feel like I was 70 years old or something. That's what I did use it for. I would only use it when I was really DMing people. I would occasionally look at my friends' stories, but when you're on the app, eventually you see the reel. Eventually you see the suggested post, and eventually you find yourself scrolling. And I could literally see the progression of never using Instagram Reels until literally this year to now, when I realized that this was an issue when I was using it for like an hour or 2 hours a day. So there is no getting around that Instagram can have its upsides. It's a good source of communication for people. It's good for connections. I personally like it most because I can post photos 2 to 3 times a year, and I can look back in maybe 20 years and be like, hey, I've come a long way. So there's so much more that goes into having a healthy relationship with social media, because that's the day and age we live in, than just deleting it. And that was my old recommendation, and I did get a lot of comments on those videos saying, well, you can't just delete it, you need to learn to live with it. And I thought, well, I don't care. But now I see that they were actually probably right. And using this stuff smartly is the only option. And when I made that video talking about how I deleted social media, I did at the point. And my life was great. And every single person I talked to wanted to delete social media too. They were like, oh dude, that's so good. I wish I could do that too. The thing is, you can do it too. Using this stuff smartly is the only option. If you don't, you become its slave and you spend hours a day feeling sad and angry all the time with poor mental health, watching pointless videos as your life rots away. Let me tell you this, the greatest transformation in your life will happen when you reclaim your relationship with social media. It changed my life 2 years ago when I first got off of it, and every single person that I've talked to that has done it too has had the same thing to say. Their life has gotten so much better when they fixed this issue. And everyone that hasn't done it has told me the same thing. I wish I could do that too. Because like I said, it's so much more detailed than just deleting the apps. And that's why I still have Instagram, but it doesn't rule my life anymore. Not even a little bit, and that's what matters. Comment dragon if you've made it this far in the video, and have a beautiful rest of your day.